This video is going to be about the most mysterious song on the internet, Timeline. This version was posted 3 months ago on Reddit, the mysterious song comments. And I'm needing to know a little bit more about this. But unknown date, German radio station broadcasts a song. One listener records the song in its entirety on a mono format. No, it wasn't, it was stereo. And begins to search for the identity of the song back then. Unknown date, sound engineer claims to have searched for the song around this time, sometime in 2006. 2007, coinkadinkly, March 18th, 2007, the person who made the recording on the tape recording, which as it turns out was stereo, uploads an excerpt and the full recording of the song. Now this is very common for bandwidth reasons. If you made a recording, otherwise known as digitizing, from a tape recording, they're computationally expensive at the time, and you would have uploaded it in one way or another, one file format or another. Okay. And around 1 p.m., sometime in, let's say, 1982, it was recorded. And unknown date, Reddit user Johnny Me Too had downloaded in the same year a full recording of the song from one of the links, but the claim originally was it was from somewhere on, some other website or some other methodology. Okay. The excerpt became more popular and more available, but I didn't see a link that said this is the full-length song and this is the excerpt in the original posting, March 18th, 2007. I'm sure it's there on Spirit of the Radio CA or bestofthe80s.de, but I didn't find it, so I'm going to have to go look for that and we'll see. And here's the thing. I'm going to point out a couple of things about this, but let's go on to the next page of data here. But that's the pinpointed time, the time and date stamp for an excerpt, which everybody heard originally, and a full recording, which was not mono, because Johnny Me Too's version is actually stereo. It's not mono, and it's definitely from the same recording. Okay, so they're exactly the same file, or very close to it. The newer version, made later on by the same person who has the audio recording, is in stereo and is a different quality. It's actually lower quality than the one from 2007 somehow. Now that doesn't surprise me, what with computers these days not really doing a really good job, a bang-up job, trying to be good for us. But let's go on. The timeline here, from the year 2000 to 2010, the most mysterious song on the internet is Retrocon at 2019. Interesting. And mystery song with lyrics. Wrong one. U2's Mysterious Ways. And then finally again, Reddit 2019. This really is a 2019 phenomenon, but okay. And this is from 2010 to 2018. Suddenly all of those incorrect listings go away because, yes, Google's search function based on time and date stamp is kind of a mess. Now here's where I get into my concerns. I have concerns. A perfectly timed recording of a song on the radio done over many weeks' time, but in this case the DJ started babbling not over the last few seconds of the song or at the beginning like they're supposed to, at least in the United States, to try to make it annoying for you to make these recordings. He starts doing it right at the outro, almost perfectly timed, and you just hear the DJ taking a deep breath in the beginning to talk. Now, I've heard that happen on classical stations and jazz stations. They show respect to the music and say, yeah, copyright and be damned. People want to listen to the music. They don't want to listen to me babble. But this is the other thing. During one of the other recordings on the same 45-minute recording that we only got, well, it's a 90-minute tape. We got 45 of it on the FLAC file. There's an interrupter stuck into the recording that you'd have to edit out that says, home taping is killing music, in English, by the way. Supposed to have been recorded in the same area somewhere in Germany, is the current story. Okay. that was stuck in there basically just to cock block all the recorders. I remember having to deal with this. So I'm assuming it's a different station. But the original assertion was that it was a mono recording, but when we look at the one the person said they got off of Usenet, that was originally supposed to be one of their postings, that seems like a story change to me. It's in stereo, and it's got more bandwidth than the one that was done recently off of FLAC files by recording the entire tape recording all over again. And the other thing about it is, I'm going to be doing a video where I show phase angles. A recording that is stated to have been done in 2007 shouldn't have exactly matching phase angles or attack and delay times in the recording, which obviously from the sound it shouldn't. But I'm not going to check the part of the sound you can fake. The one part of an audio recording that will show very slight changes in wave shapes that nobody ever thinks to falsify is the bass frequencies. And I'm going to be looking at both recordings. I'm going to try to get the original recording somehow dug out of some cache somewhere of the Usenet version, if I can find it. If anybody knows where I should look, it'd be under Alt 80s or something. And I don't do Usenet, but Usenet was archived and backed up at one point by some entities. Now I'm going to leave a link to when Usenet got archived and bought out, if anybody's curious. But again, this recording was made, like all of the others, when someone found an opportunity where the DJ didn't talk, but on that same tape tolerated a really popular recording that they could have easily edited that part out later on by just overdubbing with a new version of it. There wasn't any babbling in any of the recordings. Really? And I guess Germany's very different. The only interrupt was in plain English instead of German, and it was in the middle of one of the recordings. And yeah, that I have my concerns. So again, emphasis added. The DJ usually starts babbling over the recording somewhere, somehow. They have to. But it didn't happen? It didn't happen? Really? A perfectly timed recording of an obscure piece of music because it sounds interesting? This was done part of a mixtape. I'm just kind of, I'm wondering. I have my concerns. That's all I'm saying here. I'm just going to upload this. This is just me saying, and I'll investigate it more. But the only time I've seen the assertion that a excerpt and the full-length version was uploaded is only on one place so far. I'm obviously very wrong, but again, emphasis added, because I will. March 18th, 2007, an excerpt and full recording was uploaded on spiritoftheradio.ca and bestoftheeighties.de somehow, or a link to it. And that would have been a full-length version and an excerpt so that people didn't want to waste bandwidth. They could just grab the excerpt. That makes sense. And now we have it was 1:30 p.m. or later, possibly, but that's all speculation. And Johnny Me Too, after that date, got it, quote-unquote, from Anton's links, but it was supposed to be Usenet. That was what I was told. So I'm kind of curious about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. Archive links below in the description, if you please. Bye.